When I first tried making money online, I got absolutely mugged off because I made around about 9p after 3 hours. So yeah, I've made the mistakes, which means that now I'm only going to be recommending sites that I actually know will work. Because realistically, I haven't got the time to be messing around for pennies, and I don't think you have either. Especially if you're juggling kids, trying to get through the day, sorting out work, before you even try and keep on top of the house. We need that extra cash, and we need it now. So let's go through 10 online platforms that you can trust, that I've used, tested, or personally know people that have used and are successful. They've actually made money from it. Because if you are prepared to spend your time trying to get ahead, then it needs to work. It needs to actually help. So let's jump straight in with one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites because you can make some decent money, but also it's kind of fun as well, or it is from my point of view, for the things that I enjoy, the things that I get a kick out of. User testing was actually one of the first platforms I ever made real money online with. I think I made around about 80 quid online, making money in the evenings once I had a little bit of time to myself, the kids were in bed. Basically, you test websites or apps whilst recording your screen and your voice. So they'll give you a scenario, say for example, book a hotel using this website, let us know how you found the process, were there any glitches in the system, could you just like literally add it straight to your basket, what was the outcome, was it really simple to do, was there anything frustrating about it? You literally talk through the whole experience, and it's really easy as well to do once you get used to it. I'm that person that will sit there and get really cross at a website that doesn't work or an app that isn't doing what I expect it to do straight away. So for me, this was absolutely perfect and completely aligned with what I feel and think and do on a day-to-day basis anyway, but I was just getting paid to do it. The only thing to note about this is that you do need to be quick, you need to be fast, because these tests, because they are really good and they're legitimate and all those other things, they do go quite quickly. And it's also fair to say that you will not qualify for them all because they want people from different demographics, different genders, different life experiences. But when they do pop up, you can earn around about $10, so around about 7 quid within like 20 minutes, which is definitely more than minimum wage. The top tip for this one would be to not overthink it. They're looking for real, natural, honest feedback. Don't feel like you're going to offend somebody by telling the truth. And don't try and use fancy words. Just literally sit down with a cup of tea, click through and just chat to it as if you were on the phone to a mate. Maybe abstain from some of the swear words that I might use otherwise. This is perfect for those evenings where you're struggling with something to do, stay-at-home parents, students, or you're just looking to make a little bit of extra cash and get out your frustration on all those websites that aren't doing what they're supposed to do. Now, I used to be one of those people that did surveys years and years ago, but I just felt like it wasn't worth my time for the amount of effort that I was putting in, and when I realised there were other things that I could use my time for to make more money. But then when I came across swag books, that has grown massively since I first heard of it. And now you can do other things, so not just surveys, but you can also do cashback games, videos and daily polls as well. So I started using this one during lockdown and I ended up cashing out around about 15 quid in Amazon vouchers every few weeks. And it honestly isn't life-changing money, but it became a really handy thing for me to use those vouchers for things like birthdays or Christmas, or when I wanted to splurge on something on Amazon that I couldn't quite justify the cost to myself with. So if you are someone that scrolls your phone whilst you're watching telly, then this one could be for you. And if you're doing it whilst you're enjoying, your favourite film, then you don't really notice the time and it just adds up quite quickly. Bonus of this is that it does feel productive, even if it's only like a couple of quid here or there. It gives you that actually something useful vibe when the day has been pretty long. Next up, if you have got any kind of skill at all, camera design, writing, admin, voiceovers, even spreadsheet organising, Fiverr can be actual gold for you. This is a really well-established side hustle kind of place, but also it's a kind of place where if you wanted to, you could make this your full-time job. I have a mum friend who uses Fiverr as a side hustle to write dating profiles. I've got another friend who makes budgeting templates, and you don't actually need to be a genius at something. You just need to be really good at a thing. I had to play around with this. I listed a mock-up budgeting template just to see how it would fare, because I'm used to doing that. I know what to expect. I know how to create those things because I'm used to putting them on Etsy. But honestly, I actually started getting orders within a week, and all I was using was Canva subscription that I've had forever and a little bit of SaaS. You set your pricing. So whatever you're wanting to earn, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you feel justified in saying, this is what I'm worth. You can start as low as a Fiverr if you wanted to, Fiverr on a Fiverr. And then as your reviews grow, because you're doing really well, then you can charge more for it. It does take time, but it can really build momentum. My top tip on this, like a kind of a takeaway, would be for you to niche down. So what I mean by that is, don't just say, I will write you a CV. That's too broad. Everyone can say that. You need to be saying something like, I create a standard CV for single mums trying to return to work. That is your gold. That is your niche. Number 4 is one that I picked up back in the baby nap days. So I needed something that I could do that was going to be quite quiet. Quite simply, you are transcribing videos or audio clips. And it's typically things like interviews or captions or meetings. It does need attention to detail, and truthfully the onboarding can be a little bit tricky, but once you're in, and then it's fab. So I would quickly do like 30-minute jobs whilst my little boy was watching Paw Patrol or taking a nap. Now the pay for this starts at around about 30 cents per 1 minute, but it can also rise up to $1.10 for the same minute. It is important to remember though that an audio minute is not the same as an actual real minute. This is not how long it takes you. So for example, a 10-minute audio might take you about 30 minutes to transcribe. So if you're the kind of person that can type fast and like being left alone, then this is your line. Number 5 is something that is very similar to Fiverr, but I think of it as being a little bit more upmarket maybe, or a little bit more polished, and this is people per hour. It is UK clients and tends to be more like businessy kind of jobs. Things like admin, PowerPoints, VA work, marketing bits. I helped someone once with a budgeting spreadsheet. It was literally an Excel kind of tidy up, and I got paid for something that I was doing while I literally waited for dinner to cook. Now the good thing about this is that you can either apply for jobs directly, or you can actually post your kind of own mini advert selling people what it is that you can do, the services that you can offer. Now in terms of what I said, it's comparable to Fiverr. It is a bit of a slower start than Fiverr. However, once you get going, the pay rates do seem to be a little bit better, in my opinion. I would recommend having a really strong profile with this. Take your time, put in real examples to sort of evidence what you can do and what you're saying you can do. Doesn't need to be flashy and bells and whistles, just basically show them what you've got. Another one, which is similar to the one that we visited before, number 6, is called tester work. So it's very similar to that user testing that I talked about, but it is a little bit more techy. So here you're going to be testing apps and reporting bugs. Again, I fell for this one for similar reasons to the user testing, because I find glitches and I get so infuriated by them. And I remember searching for something like this, like, is there a solution to this problem that I keep coming across? Because I always used to find them. And then I found it. So I started doing them. I'd do them just while I was watching TV, just of an evening. And they'd do things like, say, try adding something to your basket, or see if this works with Safari, or does this link download what it says it's going to? Does it take you to the right page? Do you get a user error? And then you just give your honest feedback. Pay on this one can vary quite a lot. So somewhere between £5 and £40, depending on the complexity of what it is you're being asked to do. Some are 5-minute jobs, some do take a little bit longer. Other good side is that you do not need coding knowledge. Don't feel like you're automatically eliminated from this because you haven't got a degree in computer systems. Just need a little bit of common sense and a willingness to spot things that don't work. I would say this is perfect for night owls or students, or just even generally people who like to snoop around things. Number 7 is Redbubble. Now, even if you're thinking design is not my thing, then I still recommend do not scroll past this one, because you don't even need to be an artist to do this one. You can literally use text-based quotes for it. So I was playing around with this one. I've done a few from years ago. They're still on there. They still occasionally send me money whenever I sell something. In fact, I've forgotten about a couple of them that I had on there. And when I've gone back in to test it out for this video, I created another one, just like mum life, budget life, and mocked it up to go on t-shirts and mugs. The thing is, once you upload a design, Redbubble then does it all for you. So I didn't go out and get the t-shirts, and I didn't go out and get the mugs to put it on. They mock it up for you. So you create your design. I did a really simple one like that one in Canva, and they put that design on. Yep, they put it on candles. They'll put it on your t-shirt. They'll put it on flags if you want it. They put it on stationery, caps, sweaters. And every time somebody buys it and using their pictures, dead easy, you get a cut. So once you have designed it, upload it, it literally can stay there forever. It isn't fast money, but it's definitely passive money. And like I said, I have had payments roll in there from months ago that I completely forgotten about. Number 8 is getting to be a well-established oldie, but definitely a goldie. It is my daughter's favourite. It is Vinted. I think she loves it because it's like that quick sort of dopamine hit, and it's just really satisfying. Like, she sold a pile of her old clothes recently, made like 200 quid in a month. There's no seller fees, and it's got easy QR codes. Plus, it's clearing space in the bedroom. So for me, that is a win-win. What I started doing was like taking loads of photos of all the things that I wanted. And then like when I was just chilling of an evening watching TV, whatever, then I'd go back through my phone and then list each item, like, so it can be nighttime. So I'd take the pictures in the daytime when there's great light, and then just upload them at nighttime, and it was like all done together. That would be one of the tips as well, is like make sure you've got good lighting, lay things out neatly, and add honest descriptions as well. If there is some damage, let people know there's some damage, because otherwise they can then come back afterwards and complain, which you don't want. Also, you do need to be patient. Some things can like sell instantly, and others can take literal weeks. This is perfect for, kids, clothes, toys, books, and honestly, even those aspirational jeans that you've had in your wardrobe, that I have promised myself I am going to get back into one day. Number 9 is TaskRabbit. I've talked about TaskRabbit before, and I do think it is a great idea, but this can then lend itself into something else. So if you don't already know, TaskRabbit is a system, it's an outsource where you can offer your services to complete tasks that somebody else might struggle to do. In particular, for me anyway, things like building wardrobes, building that set of drawers that you got from IKEA has been sat at the bottom of your bed for like 12 months because you're convinced you're going to do it, but you haven't done it. So it is a really easy way of getting 20 quid here or 50 quid there. You don't actually need any tools really, you just need a bit of reliability and the ability to follow instructions. This is particularly good in places like cities or busy areas, but actually there's also scope for it in small towns as well. I've used it. I'm from a small town. And the other good thing is that you can set your own rate. People will pick and choose whether they want you or not. You've got good reviews, you can afford to have, a higher rate. And then the person who buys you or buys your services has that choice of whether they go with the more experienced, higher cost, or whether they risk the system or whatever they've got for, a lower cost. Once you feel comfortable and established on TaskRabbit, there's absolutely nothing stopping you taking this concept, this idea, and setting up your own business as like a kind of handy person, a jobs person who can, maybe you can do the painting, decorating, maybe you can do all those building of, flat pack furniture. Offer that as a service within something like Facebook Marketplace in your local area. Cut out that middleman of the TaskRabbit. Number 10 is the big leagues. If Fiverr is eBay, then Upwork is Etsy. It's global, so the competition can be pretty fierce, but it's where you can land longer term freelance work. Admin, writing, editing I've done, and I've done copywriting, customer service, whatever you're good at. So as well as copywriting, proofreading I've done for novels and books. I also pitched for a budget content job, and I ended up getting a 3-month gig off of it. Paid well, it was steady, and I could work it around school runs and my other bits of entrepreneurial jobs that I've been doing. My top tip for this would be not to send the same copy and paste job email for every single job description. Make it look like you're invested in what that person or that company is wanting from you. Read the post, respond like a human. Don't just AI post it. You're not a robot, and it's that little tweak there that is more likely to get you hired. So there you go, 10 websites that won't waste your time. And it might just give you the breathing space that you could be needing this month. There's no upfront costs, there's no schemes. These are just actual options. Some of them you can actually genuinely build, even not just into a side hustle, but things like that TaskRabbit situation. You can make it a proper career if you do it right. But then again, some of them can just be brilliant. Oh no, I've run out of petrol money. Let me just grab myself a little bit of side hustle. Let me know in the comment section which one you have tried or which one you're going to give a go. Or even if you want a bit of a deep dive into one of them, I'm happy to niche down a little bit. We can dig further. If you're new here, hi, I'm Samantha, and I help people save money without giving up absolutely everything that makes life worth living. And if that sounds like you, then you know exactly what to do. And if you've loved this video, I'd absolutely love it if you go ahead and hit the thumbs up, like icon, and maybe think about subscribing so I can continue to make videos just like this one that are absolutely free. Have yourself an amazing day, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.